Well, hello and welcome to Monaco. We're set for a fabulous day of competition, and it is absolutely packed with the best of the best. We're going to be seeing the Global Champions League, the second round of that playing out into the afternoon here, and then into the evening. Of course, it is the next stage of the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix here, presented by Sapinda this week for the conclusion of this next leg of the tour, as we take in all of that. And it gives me great pleasure to take in conversation with Ben Maher. Ben, delighted to see you here in the sunshine.
Yeah, very nice to be here. I've been here many times, and it never gets old.
It never gets old in any shape or form. Looking back at that view, you can't tire of it.
No, it's a different world out here, and again, amazing location for this sport, and always very much looking forward to coming back here.
Now, obviously, you're in your team garb now, ready for a little later on. The London Knights. Give me a little bit of rundown on the London Knights.
London Knights is a new team this year. With Emily Moffat, Eduardo Mendez, Enrique Gonzalez, myself, and Kent Farrington. We've had mixed starts. We were kind of good in the beginning. We dropped down and probably should be placed a little higher overall than what we are right now, but we're looking to pull back and using a few tactics this weekend, hopefully, to try and do that. Well,
you've got a chance to do that. We're hitting the midway point in the series, and you mentioned the tactics in there. Going back to the early part of the season, let's just reflect. An early win, that was in Miami Beach. Similar, not dissimilar arena to this from that point of view, and you're going to field the same team.
Yes, Kent Farrington flew back for us from Spruce Meadows. He has just the one horse Credence here, and the horse was saved for today, so the plan was always to come and use Kent for the second round. Myself and Enrique had a good start yesterday. I was clear with Tic Tac, and he had an unfortunate fence down, but we're still right in it. And like you say, in Miami there was a big change around on the second day with the scores, so I think I have a change of horse. I moved to Diva today. We was thinking to use Enrique instead of myself, but no real reason for that. I hope we've made the right decision, but I think a lot could change around today.
Okay, well, let's just a little reflect. So you just see some of your round from yesterday, as you mentioned, jumping Tic Tac yesterday, your Rio Olympic horse. So you've been obviously giving a lot of thought to how you're going to play this tactically through the week in terms of just your horses, nothing else.
Yes, definitely. I've used Don Vito for many of the other legs. He's still a young horse and jumped 2 double clears now, I think, for the team, which is, I don't think many teams have had horses jump that many clears. So he's coming along nicely. I just felt that this weekend he needed to be in the paddock at home, and Tic Tac and Diva are experienced, well-travelled horses, and they can cope with this style of arena and atmosphere.
Well, yeah, you mentioned Don Vito, and I mean, I know you've got a very good record. I'll tell everybody in commentary what it is later on, but super record with that horse. But in terms of the rest of the team, you mentioned you're changing up this time. Kent Farrington coming into it, the world #1 comes into play. Now, why would you, obviously you'd like to use the world #1, but what do you think skills-wise he brings here to this, to make that change?
I think Kent at the moment is world #1 for a reason. He's winning everywhere, and he has a huge team of horses behind him. Credence is a very good horse in this type of arena. He's naturally a fast horse, so we put him second on the team today because I think that's an advantage for Kent not to go too fast. Like I said, he was good in Miami, so we try and keep the horses to the arenas that we think are best, and if we have the #1 in the world on our team, we're not going to leave him at home.
You said you use him. You've of course also been up at that spot as well. But in terms of development in your team as well, you're under 25 rider.
Yes, I think Emily Moffat's been probably one of the most used under 25 riders on the teams in the last 18 months. Which is great. She has an amazing team of horses, and she has a good, strong, positive attitude towards the sport. She doesn't like to lose. Even when I'm here, she's telling me, make sure I don't mess around or she'll take over. So puts the pressure back on me, but she needs time. She needs to learn and get experience, and one of her horses just didn't perform quite as well as we'd hoped in Cannes. I think felt that we should have been on the podium there last time, but she's had some great results. Jumped to double clear last year in Estoril, and we have a new team of horses, and she'll feature a lot in the latter or the coming events of the GCL.
Well, we look forward to all of that. So you're just one fence off the lead there. We're going to talk about a little bit more about London Knights and London as a whole in just a moment or two's time. But we're also going to be out and about here in Monaco, and we've sent, of course, Frederick Tabaka to have a good look round. Frederick, where have you got yourself into trouble now?
I'm not in trouble yet, and I'm not in the water either. I'm just walking around on the red carpet. I'm arriving. Some people are leaving by boat just here at the side of the showground. That's exactly what Monte Carlo and what Monaco is all about here. Bye. See you next time. Bye. Thank you. Bye-bye. Stephen, why are we not on the boat and why are we here? So anyway, everybody's just walking in gently because there's a great day and a great afternoon and evening of show jumping coming up with the second round of the Global Champions League, with the launching Global Champions Tour Grand Prix coming up. So everybody's just coming in. The time's okay, the weather's fantastic, and step by step the grandstands will fill up and everybody's just getting ready for some good night of show jumping.
Well, we're looking forward to that, Frederick. Well, we're going to keep you on dry land for a little bit longer. Star that he is. Ben, from your point of view, I mean, competing here, you've mentioned the different, you know, the uniqueness of the arena here, but then it's expanding. You talked about a bigger string of horses now to compete across the whole of the tour. We've got other events coming up. Chantilly, totally different to this. Valkenswaard, totally different to this. You need different strings to the bow.
Yes, different horses are suited to different courses, as they say, and there's more legs being added to the GCT Tour, and there's pressure within the GCL league because everything counts. For the Grand Prix, it was more just that 6 or 7 results counted, I think, through the tour, so you could afford to have a weekend or stay at home even, but for the team event, everything counts, and that's why a lot can change around today. But we're very lucky that we've been able to strengthen the team of horses, and we have many horses in the stable available to us, and I think that's going to be a huge advantage coming towards the end of the season.
Well, looking towards the latter part of the season, we're returning to London. New venue this time in Chelsea Hospital. Many of around the world will know it as the host venue, if you like, for the Chelsea Flower Show. It's seen around the world for that. Different guys for it, though, this time for show jumping. You'll be very much looking forward to that, and you're a past winner of the London Grand Prix.
Definitely, very exciting to have the London, the Global Tour back in London. I was lucky to win with Sella in the first year that it was there. Probably one of my most memorable Grand Prix wins ever. Just was a really special day. But we have a huge history of the sport in our country, and London's a great city, so very excited to have a good venue back there again, and I'm sure all the riders will be back there to support it well. Yes,
when you were following on from that Olympic gold as well, so it was a very special place to be heading to indeed, to the Olympic Park on that occasion.
Yeah, definitely. It's very special to win at home always. It was huge prize money to get the London sides running, which always helps pay some bills. But Sella was a horse of a lifetime, and it was one of those jump-offs where just everything went to plan, and I'm still will remember that for a long time to come.
Yeah, you held off the current Olympic champion and Christian Alman on that day. That was something else. Now, anyone that saw that, it definitely sticks in the memory. And looking ahead to this year, obviously new venue, but that's exciting stuff. And for you as a team, you'll obviously be looking to really field the first-class squad there and get the home win.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's why I personally don't have Don Vito here. I brought the experienced horses to Monaco, but Don Vito will feature there again for the team. And we have, I think, Kent Farrington there and Emily Moffat. So try and get as many of us British riders there on our team as possible, and definitely want to take the win home and put us back into the top spot for the team there.
Okay, well, we'll look forward to all of that, Ben. Good luck. We're not going to send you too far away just yet. We're also going to be looking forward to, as you mentioned there, we've got the Grand Prix coming up a little later on. All part of the launching Global Champions Tour as well, and reflecting on last year's wonderful event presented by Sapinda. We see there, of course, the wonderful patronage in the Principality here from His Royal Highness Prince Albert as well. So all of that to look forward to, Ben. Good luck to you in all of that to come, and that'll be all a little later on.